Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to talk to Danish singer, former model, songwriter, and record producer Sannie Charlotte Carlson, known to the world as Whigfield. Why now this interview? Because on the 7th of June, Whigfield will be singing in Cluj-Napoca at We Love Retro. Hello, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you too. I'm so happy to be back in Romania because I have not been there for so many years. I cannot even remember.
So you've been to Romania before. It's not something
Yeah,
new.
no, I mean I was there in the 90s, like because I was doing a lot of tours around, so I think I was there a few times, but that's it. I've never come back.
I dare to ask you, how did you start making music? As I presented you, you were a model at the time, right?
Well, when I grew up in a family of musicians. Like my grandfather was building violins, and my father was playing the contrabass, my mother the trumpet. Like everybody was doing music, and my grandmother said, "I think you should not go into music because you have to make money." So she said it's better if you start studying and do something else with your life. So I thought, okay, well, I can start studying fashion design because I was drawing, and then I studied a little bit of becoming interpreter because I speak a lot of languages.
How many languages do you speak?
Five.
Oh my God.
Fluent. But so I started, I moved to Italy to get into the fashion industry with because I got quite a lot of success in Denmark with the newspapers. I had a lot of press of my dresses. So I went to Italy and I went around. I went to Fendi actually, and I showed them my book. And this was at the factory, and the lady said, "Yeah, your drawing, your work is nice, but what do you measure?" So I started doing fashion. Like I started modeling. But not like a big scale, but just I was doing all the fittings for Laura Biagiotti, for Fendi, for a lot of brands. So when I was doing this, at the same time I was working doing public relations for different clubs in Italy, in Bologna, where I was living. And one day, one of the DJs who was there, he said, I know that you're looking, you've always wanted to be in the music industry, and we're just talking about, my grandmother said, don't ever do music because you will be poor. So he said, look, I can present you the guy I work with was Larry Pignanoli, and he at the time was a producer. He was doing like Italo pop, with like Spagna and different artists. So I went there for a meeting, and he said, yeah, I'm looking for singers who can sing in English. And so I did a test, and I was in the room, and we did a test at like maybe 30 seconds, and then he said the music stopped, and then he said, you can come. And I thought, oh my God, this is not good. And he said, no, it's fine, it's perfect. And then from there we started working. People think Saturday night just started in 1 second, but it took a long time to get it out, to get a record company. It's not, people see people on the music video, and they think this just happened, but it's not.
Yes, but history showed us a different story, because you are the first one to enter at #1 in the United Kingdom chart with a debut single. That was a huge success, and I believe your popularity skyrocketed then. How does that feel? Did you have time to enjoy your success, cash the check, and go on a beach in Thailand? Everyone believes this happens after a hit.
That doesn't happen. Like, who tells you that happens are lying. Because what happens is I was on tour for maybe a year before that, before the fame came. I was doing little clubs and this and this and this. And when it all happened and I got flown to London, everything exploded. I remember getting to, being picked up in a limousine, the photographers everywhere, having flowers everywhere in my room, but it was work, like from morning to night, shooting new videos, sometimes I would do promotion in one country and then photos in a different country, and then I would fly to Australia. And I remember maybe the first 6 months, I didn't have a day off. Because when you want something so bad, you don't want it to stop. So you think, if I stop, the moment will go away, and people will lose interest. So you have to work a lot. Like at the same time, the music, and the same time doing promotions, and at the same time doing concerts. And this is in different parts of the world at the same time. So it was not easy. Like I don't think it's easy for anyone. But the thing is, because I was alone, if you're in a band, maybe you have more fun, you hang out with people and stuff. But I was alone, so I had to do everything by myself.
I bet you get this question a lot about your stage name. What does?
Oh yeah, it's actually. Yeah, it's a last name. It's my music teacher's last name. Because when I was thinking about a name, and Larry, my producer, he said, this is the name you have to choose for the rest of your career. So, choose something. And I was thinking about silly things or whatever. And he said, no, think about something meaningful. So this is how we came up with the name.
Lovely. Let me ask you about that Didinana in the intro song. I heard it's an interesting story, and I understand that it was not in the initial text of the song. Maybe a mistake during the recording time. I'm so curious about that because it was so catchy.
Well, when I don't know other people, but when I record music, or a lot of times, especially if you write a song, you just make up little melodies, or you just record little ideas or whatever, or you put little sounds that you think will be great in the middle of the song or whatever. And it was just fooling around. But the producer says, he thought, this is a great intro for the song. Like, if you can have every song should have a really good intro. And he thought, this is the greatest intro.
Thank you so much for the answer. Speaking of Saturday nights, how does a perfect Saturday night look for you? What do you do when no one sees you?
Netflix.
I was expecting that.
Hey, popcorn and Netflix, and then just having my dog. They're crying because they're outside now. But just relax, just not doing anything, because I think I never go out. I never go clubbing. I never do all these. I don't even drink alcohol. So I think it's also a great night. Saturday night would be working, So it's just, if I'm not working on a Saturday night, it would definitely just be watching movies.
Yes, I totally understand. Everyone knows that Saturday Night is your biggest hit, but which of your own songs do you enjoy most? Listening, singing, dancing on it?
At the moment, when I'm doing my live shows, I've put in a song that I wrote maybe 20 years ago. And I wrote this for the DJ Benny Benassi. And because I've been writing on different, for different artists and singers and stuff. And this was one of the songs I wrote for him. And many times when I'm doing live shows, they're very commercial. It's very commercial music, like Think of You, Sexy Eyes, it's very, So I thought, let me put in something more clubby. So I put in this song, which is called Rocket in the Sky. And I'm loving doing that, because you have to change sometimes also what people listen to. I think it's good for people also to hear something different.
Yes. I have a few more questions, if you allow me. In the 90s, music was recorded the old-fashioned way. I mean, in studios by artists. Nowadays, I mean, with their voices. Nowadays, a lot of technology, thousands of programs that can make music for basically anyone. You perform now, you perform back then. How do you see this change in musical tastes? Are we evolving or devolving in this matter?
I think it depends on who does the music, because now you have a lot of children. Like, once you have to record on tape. You know, it wasn't like there was no auto tune. Everything was very raw and stuff. And now, what you can, you know, I have certain helps when we release a single. Like, you make everything sound better. Like, the voice has more, maybe it's more powerful. The sounds are better. The bass is better, you know, because I still work with my new producer. I still work with real musicians, like, not just only a computer, but it's a real guitar. You know, we have still real instruments. But I think the way it's involved now, it's fun for who is creative, you know, because you can make so many more things than you could do before.
Which of the current artists do you prefer, talking about the technology and programs and real artists? What do you prefer now?
Well, when I go walking or I go running around my area, I like to listen to I mean, Spotify gives you a lot of new artists that nobody knows about, you know. But I think when I listen to Dua Lipa, it's very catchy. Every song is catchy. Every song is good. It's not, she doesn't really do bad songs. So I think Dua Lipa is a pretty good artist.
This is your first time in Cluj-Napoca on the We Love Retro stage, and this is the anniversary of Retro Party. What do you expect from the Romanian crowd?
I expect the Romanian crowd to sing every single song. And I hope, you know, I know one of my friends here in Italy is Romanian, so I know that they love a good party.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We are expecting you here in June. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.